Claude AI has just made it possible for one person to run an entire business that can generate $10,000 a month, and this would have usually taken a full team. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you all of the top 5 local businesses that I would sell AI Claude solutions for, and I'm going to be showing you exactly how I would prompt Claude, how I'd find the client, how I'd find the local business, and how I'd build solutions for them, so that in the next 14 days, you can build your one-person Claude AI business and start charging clients $700 to $3,000, and hopefully by the end of your first month, you'll get your first client and your first payout. Now, what I've done to make your life easier is I've created a complete canvas going over everything today with the prompts and the skills. So if you guys want to get access to that, we only need to hit 250 likes on this video. So here it is on my screen, which is the canvas that I've created to make your life easy with this building a proven one-person business with Claude AI in the next 14 days. Now, the first thing that I want to go over is the opportunity. Simple AI work is getting cheaper. Judgment is getting more valuable. Now, here's the thing. We've got 90% plus AI creative contracts. We've got plus 45% complex AI work earnings, and we've got 72% AI professional services. Do not sell AI content, prompt engineering, or Claude automations. These are the ones that we want to stay away from because most people are chasing these and not making money. Now, here's one of the old offers people used to do. I create AI blog post, easy to compare, easy to replace. Now, the updated offer would be I recover more appointments from leads you already paid for. Specific buyer, expensive problem, and measurable baseline with a clear delivery. Now, these are the 5 strongest one-person AI businesses that I've studied and researched, and I've done some of these myself as well. The first business model is the AI revenue recovery sprint. What is sold? More booked opportunities for existing calls, forms, and quotes. Typical starter price is $750 first, or $1,500, and then you can go up to $3,000. Now, if you're doing this for the first time, I'd probably stick with $750 and work your way up once you've got confidence and proof of concept. Now, the speed of doing this one is between 3 and 14 days, and the best feature is it directly connected to money. So that makes the verdict winner. Then the second best is AI search / visibility. So that's doing AEO, improve how businesses appear in AI generated answers. Now, this is a huge niche no one's trying to make money on. People are still trying to mess about with SEO, where AEO is the new SEO. And we all know how much money people made in the SEO boom. So what you're going to be doing here is helping businesses get featured within OpenAI discussions or Gemini. Now, this is really powerful and a unique offer. And the results for this one's between 30 and 90 days on the client. Then the next one is AI sales call intelligence, analyze calls, objections, coaching gaps, and follow-ups. This one you can charge between $1,500 and $4,000. And the proof to speed is around about 7 to 14 days. And this is a great second offer. Then the next one is AI proposal tender desk, so research and draft faster evidence-backed proposals. This one you can charge between $2,000 and $5,000, but the proof of speed on this one is 2 to 21 days. High value B2B businesses. This is best with expertise, so if you don't have the expertise, I would avoid it. Then the next one is AI review to creative engine. So turn custom language into ads, emails, and social content. You can charge $1,000 to $2,000, and the proof of speed on this one is 3 to 7 days. Easy visual samples, but more commoditized. So if I had to pick for you guys out of all of these to choose, number 1 would be AI revenue recovery. And the second one I'd really focus on is AI search and visibility. These are my 2 favorite that I think have the best opportunity. And they're actually really easy to do. Now, why revenue recovery wins? Invoco's 2026 benchmark analyzed more than 70 million calls. Only 50% of callers spoke with a person, and 64% of businesses did not ask leads to buy or book. This is an existing leak, not a hypothetical future problem. Now, I want you guys to choose a niche with these 5 filters. Number 1, a high customer value. A single recovered job should be worth at least several hundreds of dollars, ideally $1,000. So you want to make sure that the customer value is high. That way the quality is good. The second thing is lead dependent. The business pays for Google ads, directories, local SEO, referrals, or sales staff to create inquiries. That way they're spending money, which means they have a higher risk of losing money, which we can help with. Then the third thing is phone or form sales. So prospect calls, submitted forms, request quotes, or booking consultations before buy-in. This helps us track our results. Number 4, visible leakage, reviews, mentions, no callback, poor communication, delayed. estimates, and confusing pricing. We need to know where the leaks are so we can fix them. Number 5, reachable owners. Independent businesses with 2 to 30 staff that are often easier to contact and get decisions with. At the end of the day, we want to work with business owners that make the decisions and we can speak to them. No point you speaking to one of their employees that can't pay the bill and can't work with you. So start here. HVAC, roofing, landscaping, solar installations, renovations, vehicle wrapping, and other high-value local services. So these are a few examples that I've given you. Now, these should be local to you guys. So wherever you're based in the world, do it local. Avoid regulated niches for your first client like healthcare. Best to do these when you're more advanced. Then this is the exact offer to sell. I'll audit your recent inquiries and install a human-approved follow-up system designed to help your team convert more leads that you already pay for without increasing any ad spend. Say designed to help, not guarantee to generate. Promise the system and deliver quality. Do not promise customer behavior you cannot control. What you can do to find these businesses is you can download this file as a HTML. Now you're going to want to use Claude Desktop so you get Cowork. Now Cowork's the best agent. Then I'm going to be using Opus 5 as it's the best model for complexity and affordability. So I can upload the HTML file. Uploaded the HTML file and I want you to find then all the local business ideas I've given you. And I want to run this AI revenue recovery sprint. And then what Claude will do is it'll read the full HTML file, understand the context of what we're trying to do. It'll understand that this is the niche that I'm trying to use. And then it will find local businesses in these niches for me. Then it says, which market should I hunt prospects in? I've put UK specific city later. Then it says, what depth of qualifications do you want for prospects? I want full leak evidence. And then it says, how should I deliver this? Then you can see spreadsheet, markdown report, or live dashboard. For now, we're going to do spreadsheet plus brief. Now, whilst we wait for Claude to give us that document, because it can take a while to do the full research, you're going to come back here to this canvas. And I want you guys to pay attention to why clients will pay you instead of buying software. So software can provide call tracking CRM stages, messaging infrastructures, whereas your operation can do diagnosis where the specific business loses inquiries and chooses the first leak worth fixing. Templates and automation software can do, but we can do clean inputs, write approved messages, and configure workflows. Software can do dashboard and activity counts, whereas we can define honest metrics, separate booked value from collected revenue, and they offer product support where we offer trained staff, checked whether the process is followed, run controlled improvements, and remain accountable for QA. So if you're worried that your service can't be bought because it's a software, this debunks that myth. As long as you approach the client like this, or if they ask about software, this is how you break it up. Those tools supply infrastructure. You are there to narrow implementation and optimization, turning existing tools into a better revenue recovery process. So don't try and pitch them on switching. You're there to implement more optimization and revenue recovery. I've also built this scenario calculator for you guys. So you can see here potential additional booked value, 8 additional bookings per month. So how this works is estimate size of leak. So monthly qualified leads. Let's say this is for a roof business. We could put 50. Current booking rate is around about, let's say, 36%. Then conversion target's 43. Average booked value is 75. So you can see potential additional booked value could have been $2,600. This is a really good calculator for you guys to use to help pitch to clients how much you could potentially generate them based on these equations. Now, we can't get these equations till we find out from the company owner or by Claude doing the research. So now we've got the response back from Claude on the potential local businesses that we could work with. This is your exact 14-day launch. We've already chosen a niche. If you haven't already, choose one. Build a 30-day business evidence sheet. Collect website, service areas, contact details, review count, opening hours. It's very important because at the end of the day, you guys need 30 qualified prospects. If you reach out to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people and they don't get back to you, you're probably going to quit and then say it's a scam. When really you need at least 30 qualified prospects for at least 3 of them to 5 of them to actually close. Then the next thing is run 1 or 2 buyer conversations. Ask owners or staff where their inquiries arrive, how fast they respond, and what happens after the quote. Now you can do this through emailing them, phone calling them, and if they're local, even going into the business if you've got the confidence. The next thing is lock the pilot scope. Choose 1 lead, source 1 7-day delivery, and scorecard a maximum record count. Define what explicitly is excluded. So this is basically a 1-page offer. Now the 1-page offer that you create, should be based on you knowing what their pipeline is, how many leads they're losing, what's their conversion rate. Do not make the one-page offer unless you know, because of Claude or the business owner telling you, what they're missing out on. The thing is, if you can present to a business owner real data and you can say, look, this is the data, this is what you're missing out on, this system can fix this, and they see real numbers and they understand the conviction behind it, they're more likely to buy it from you. The next thing that we're going to do is create a Claude project. Then what we're going to do is create and test custom skills to help the business owners. Then we're going to build a public data sample. Then we're going to create the sales assets, 20 research messages, record 5 mini audits, and follow up with published proof. So this is to get the leads to convert. Then we're going to close the leads from day 12. So you only close them if they're qualified, because you don't want to close a business owner for the sake of closing them. A lot of people will take on clients even though there's nothing wrong with their business. They just want to close them for the sake of closing them. But the problem is you're going to deliver nothing to them and then they're going to ask for the money back. So only close them if you know you can deliver a result, because the proof and the numbers are there. So we're going to onboard them after that, run the pipeline, and reset the whole thing all over again. Now, I know that might be a little bit worrying for now, but don't worry, we're only on day 1 and 2. I just thought I'd highlight what we're going to be doing over the next 14 days. Now, this might look like a lot, but Claude's going to do most of the work for us. All right, so we got the response back from Claude AI. AI revenue recovery sprint, UK prospect brief. So 57 UK businesses, everyone carrying public quotable complaint about a lead they dropped. Then it says cut vehicle wrapping from the launch list, so we're going to cut that. Then it says your first 6 calls. So the first one we've got is Roof Fix Roofing Ltd. Then we've got this one here called Calling London, Roofers Roofing Surrey, and then the Edinburgh Driveway Company. Then it gives us the cold email that we can use, 4 things that they'll bite us on, and then the ROI math to put in proposal. So it's even given us an example of the average job, their pay per lead, and the job recovery. So essentially, guys, it's given us all the key information that we're gonna need for these 57 UK businesses. And it's given us the first 6 that are the highest likely to be a customer. So these are like the top 6 people or the top 6 companies that are the most likely to bite our deal. So now what we can do is we can take this company here. So we can copy the name, we can go back to the chat, and inside the chat, we've also got an XLS file, which is basically like an Excel file. And you can see it's given us this full database. If we open this up again, you can see it goes over priority score, niche, and company. So you can see AAA, meaning the best quality leads. And you can see it's given us so many different leads. So this is why Claude AI is a game changer, because it's done all the lead research for us. So if we close this down, and we simply just focus on the A tier, you can see one of them is this one here called Roof Fix Ltd. And then what we can do is we can go back to the cheat sheet that I've given you, or the canvas board, and you're gonna see the 6 actionable steps that we need to do to create the system for the client. Now, before we even outreach the client, we need to create a prototype. We can copy the master prompt here. We can go back to Claude. We can give it this prompt. So you can see this is the prompt, the one that I copied over. I told it the company that I wanna build it for. And then I also said that I want a prototype so I can use it on the outreach for the company. Now, the good thing is, because this is for roofing, any other roofing companies that I reach out to, it's going to be a similar prototype. So I can just reuse the same one for all the businesses that do this type of roofing. I want to go over the first client without an audience. So this is how you get it without having an audience or a brand. So the first one is permission-based first message. So you put, hi, I know a specific public observation while looking at the business. I can help a niche recover so-and-so. So this is the email, or this is the message you'd send them on LinkedIn. So you can do LinkedIn, or you can do email. Or if you really want to, you can go to the business or phone the business, because they'll have a public phone number. Now, what you can do is, if you're going to be phoning them up, you can actually ask Claude to give you a script or a guideline to follow when you call them. That way you can handle objections. And the other issue is you're going to have to get past what they call the gatekeeper when you call up, which is the person that isn't the business owner that will pick up the phone. And essentially, you're going to want to speak to the business owner, not the secretary or an employee. Then what you're going to want to do is use the Loom structure. So Loom's an application, which is what I'm using right now, which allows me to record my screen, my face, and the audio. You're going to want to record a Loom video going over why you chose them, one visible leak in their revenue. So you're going to publicly show it them. Then you're going to show them the likely customer experience, the one fix, the conversational value. Then you can ask for a 15-minute audit call. So you're not trying to close them in this loom. You're just trying to get them on a 15-minute call where then you'll close them. The loom's just to spark interest and get them to understand that you know what you're talking about. Now, obviously, you can only do this once you've built the demo with Claude to show them on the loom, and you need to have their business up to show them the gap. And then we can digest the way they do the bookings. So you can see here it says schedule your consultation call today. Then they have the phone number here. So when I make the loom, I can basically go over the way they request a quote. So I can click that. And then you can see this is the way they request a quote. Now, this isn't a really good way to request a quote. One, you can't even read the text here. Two, you're not going to be qualifying any of the leads by doing this. So this is really bad for lead quality control. So these are the things that I could mention on the loom. But I could also take print screens of these, send them to Claude and say, how could they improve this? Then that way you can then mention what Claude says, but you basically want to go over the reason why this isn't good. Then you want to follow up after 2 days. So if they don't close, you can follow up with them. And then the fourth thing is you want to do the sales call where you close them. So you want to spark the interest, get them on a call. Then they're probably going to want to think about it. You really want to close them on this 15-minute audit call. If they don't, you follow up with them. And then you get them on a sales call where you close them as a client. Now, these are the 5 discovery questions that qualify the opportunity. Where does inquiries arrive? What is the current speed? Where do leads disappear? What is one booking worth? And who owns the process? So this will help you guys understand the clients you want to work with. And by asking them these questions, they're going to think that you know what you're doing. Now, you want to disqualify the bad fits, no data, no decision maker, no follow through, no consent clarity. So these are the people you do not want to be wasting your time on. Then what I've also done is I've given you guys the 1-page onboarding scope checklist. So the commercial scope is client, operator, and named decision maker, 1 operational objection and baseline definition, lead source, date range, and maximum records. Then you've got the permission and responsibilities. Client confirms it can be lawfully shared and used in the data. So essentially, you just need to let the client know that these are all the things that you're going to need. And this is like a mini statement of work. So this just is basically an example of what you would be doing. Now, if you guys scroll all the way down, you're going to see the copy Claude prompts that you can use for this whole strategy. So the prompt number 1 is choosing the niche. Prompt number 2 is public opportunity audit. Prompt number 3 is customer interview analyst. Prompt number 4 is productize the pilot. Number 5 is personalized outreach. So this is the one that I'm going to be using now. So for the business that I'm trying to solve a problem for, I'm going to want Claude to be the outreach researcher. So I'm going to use this prompt next to help me find who in the business I can contact. So you can see Claude has discovered the first example. So this is all demo data. It's delivered on the right-hand side. So this is an Excel sheet with all the demo data. Lead ID, lead source, inquiry date, first response. Then it's also delivered both skills, revenue recovery operator and skill MD. So it's delivered everything that I'm going to need. I need you to find who owns Roof Fixin Ltd and how I can outreach them. Now, we already know that we've got their phone number, but we don't want to make a phone call to them and try and close them as a lead if we don't know who we're trying to get hold of. Also, when we send an email here to Roof Fixing London, we want to know who we're addressing it to. Now, here's something interesting that Claude gave back. It ran it through Companies House in the UK, and it found that these companies were getting dissolved. Now, that's usually a red flag because it means there was issues with the company and they keep remaking them, whether it be debt, whether it be complaints. And now their newest one is here and it's active. Now, this could be Claude also making a mistake, but at the end of the day, at the bottom, it still gives me the information, which is their email and their phone number. And it also goes over who is the registered director. So in the end, it does give me all of the information I need. So you can see here, the name is William Connors, and he owns up to 75% and more of the company. So the good thing about Claude is it does verify how legit the company is and the red flags or green flags they have. This one came back as a red flag. So I can either ignore this one and move on, or I can simply still give it a go. Now, once you have the outreach information, like who you're trying to get hold of, who's the company owner or one of the owners, then you can start doing the outreach through email and you can get Claude to give you prompts, create outreach messages. But in my opinion, you're better off doing an email with a Loom video attached. You're then gonna directly speak to the owner, so call the owner's name out in the Loom, and then show them the weaknesses in their business, show them what you've built with Claude. Obviously, don't say you've built it with Claude, but show them what you've built, and then show them how you can fix their pipeline and how much money they're potentially losing. And then you send the email out. You can also Instagram DM them, find the owner through Instagram. Don't DM the company, find the owner's Instagram instead of the company's Instagram. Usually they follow the company, or you can just search for their name on Instagram, and use Facebook and LinkedIn. So you want to outreach on those platforms. You can also cold call and then ask for the owner, but that one can be a little bit harder, but it's still worth giving it a go. Because this is what the delivery looks like. They have 100 qualified leads a month, 35% current booking rate, $750 on the average booked value, and 8 possible extra bookings a month. That is a 43% increase. Before the sprint, they missed calls, received generic voicemails, website forms only checked twice daily, quotes received 1 manual follow-up, no agreed categories for lost leads, and no weekly conversion scorecard. And then after the sprint, which means what you've done for them, the approved missed call response templates, lead privacy rules based on urgency, 5 touch quotes follow-up sequences, and escalation rules for emergencies. So how to present the $6,000 scenario. An 8-point booking rate improvement on 100 qualified leads would equal an additional booking of around about $750 on the average value, and that equals up to $6,000. So that's how you pitch it to them. They're losing $6,000, but they can pay you $1,000 to fix it. So that was the exact proven one-person Claude AI business that I would start in 2026 if I wanted to make my first $10,000. And this is the exact same strategy that a lot of my friends are doing, and they're seeing some really good success. It's what we call a hustler's business, where you really need to hustle, but the more hustle you put in, the more likely you are to get your first client. And once you do get that first client, your belief goes through the roof, and you'll then probably close your next few clients. And the great thing about this is then you have word of mouth. So once you do something good for one person or one business owner, they'll refer you to any of their friends they have with other businesses. So it's really important that you deliver on what it is that you've set out. So with that being said, guys, remember, once we've hit the like goal, you're going to get access to all of this in the pinned comment and in the description below. With that being said, I'll catch you guys on the next video.